Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. This will also be clipped and uploaded as an actual video. Um, but yeah, this is the White Claw Hard Seltzer 5% alcohol volume review of the mystery flavor that I've kept hidden. Um, this is the flavor that I'm actually looking forward to because this is anything. Um, if anything, I absolutely love like the strawberry. Love everything strawberry. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're watching this in my live stream, if you're not sure what I'm speaking of, go watch the video where I talk about and review and rate and taste test the White Claw hard seltzer um, flavors. I had a variety pack and I've tasted blackberry, blood orange, strawberry, mango, and I rated them all, taste tested them all, and gave my honest opinion. Now my opinions have changed in each video, but the final opinion I have on them is that the ratings I gave them was blackberry a 7, and I gave my reasoning, which is I'm not a fan of blackberry. Period. Um, and that if they had no other flavor, that would be the flavor I would get. Um, Blood orange, I gave an 8 because I grew up drinking a lot of orange juice, orange pop, orange soda, and nothing but oranges for like snacks. So I'm all dried out of orange. So I gave it an 8 because it was really good. I love the flavoring. And it took me back to childhood. Um, I say a lot. And then the mango, I love mango, so I gave that a 10 out of 10 because I've always loved tanginess. I love tanginess, I love sweetness, and the mango had that. Um, and then strawberry, I just absolutely love strawberries. I love the fruit itself. I love the 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 sweetness, the sweetness and the juiciness of it. Same thing with mango. So I gave that a 10 out of 10 as well. Um, I'd get blood orange here and there. I'd get the strawberry and the mango probably more than anything. The mango was my favorite so far. Again, like I said, it's the sweetness, but it also has that tang. Blackberry, it tasted like the blackberry tasted like if Kool-Aid made a blackberry with sparkling water. Um, with a pinch of alcohol. And then the blood orange kind of tasted like orange Fanta. Or if you don't drink orange Fanta, maybe orange Faygo. And then the mango, it's hard to compare where the mango tasted like. It just tasted like mango pop. Or sparkling water. But yeah, and then the same thing with strawberry. Strawberry tastes like Kool-Aid. Again, just like the blackberry, it tastes like Kool-Aid, but with sparkling in it and a pinch of alcohol. So with that being said, here is the mystery flavor that I've been talking about on my channel in that one video. I am going to try the White Claw Hard Seltzer Green Apple. 5% alcohol volume, gluten-free, 100 calories. They do have non-alcohol in their own different brand of sparkling water. It is still White Claw, but they do have their own non-alcoholic beverages. So Yeah, it is really good. White Claw is really good. Um, so we're gonna give this a try. Again, this is White Claw, hard seltzer, green apple, and it's sparkling water with a pinch of 5% of alcohol. Here we go. So far, mango has been my favorite. I would, if I had to put him in a list, it'd be so far from the things I've tried, it'd be mango, strawberry, blood orange, and blackberry. So in that order. Now we're gonna see what order this goes into. Ready? Here we go. As you can tell, I I was downing it. I had to stop myself. This is really good. This is really good. I have to put this between mango and strawberry. Still a 10 out of 10. I give this a 10 out of 10. Um, so that's 3 10 out of 10 so far. The lowest that White Seltzer's got, or White Seltzer, um, the lowest that White Claw has rating wise with me is a 7. And it's not even their fault. It's just blackberry's just not my favorite. I don't care for blackberry. So that's not White Claw's problem or fault in that. Like I said, though, if they didn't have any flavors and blackberry is there, I'd I'd get it as a last resort. But yeah, um, 7 is my lowest in the rating so far with all the with all the White Claws. So that's not bad. I love that brand. It's so good. Have you tried Twisted Teas before? I have tried. I have tried tea. Not twisted tea, but tea to me, I can't handle. It's like my dad. He was telling me because I talked to my father about the White Claws and how good they are, and he said it reminds him of what's that drink? Um, it reminds him of shit. I can't remember the name of the drink. Um, it reminds him of another drink that's similar to this, and he's never tried it. But that drink I've tried and wasn't a fan of. But I was very skeptical about trying White Claw. Um, but my partner, she gets non-alcohol White Claws, and she was like, you got to try this, and I was like, I'll give it a sip. I'll give it a try. I can't hate or disrespect or talk negatively about something I have not tried and refused to try. So I've tried her non-alcohol beverage, and I think it was mango, and that was really good. So when she found out I liked it, she announced, not announced, but she explained that they have alcohol beverages of this, and I already knew there was alcohol beverages of this, and I was like, yeah, I know, I never thought I'd care to drink it. So she went and got a variety pack, and I tried 2 blackberries, and then I was like, why don't I just do a review of this, So I talked to my partner. I was like, what do you think about me doing reviews of the White Claw? And she's like, go for it, why not? It'd be different for the channel and stuff. So that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing now. But yeah, it White Claw, I would say, is amazing. Hey, what's up, the Beast? How you doing? White Claw is really good. I really enjoy White Claw. Here, um, let me see. I'm doing something here. Okay, there we go. Alright. Can I, like, move that around? I can. Okay, cool. Apparently I can't. It's not letting me move this around anywhere. Oh, well, there he goes. Calm Collected YT said, is White Claw like an energy drink? I've never heard about it before. No, it's a sparkling water. It's a sparkling water with a hint of green apple, which is because I'm drinking the green apple flavor. But this one is the alcohol one. They do two different types. They do non-alcohol and alcohol, so that way, for kids, whether you're a kid or a young adult, a teenager or elderly person, you're able to drink. You're able to drink the White Claw without getting tipsy, without getting drunk. I'll show you guys the non-alcohol beverage. Give me a second here. I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then you guys can see the difference. I'll read. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can find a can. Okay. Okay. So the missus likes to, she likes to break down cans and bottles, and recycle them and stuff. So she them down. But so this is 0 proof mango. You can't really tell but it says non-alcohol. Only 10 calories compared to the 100 calories in this one. So this is 100 calories. This is 10 calories. There's no total fat. 65 milligrams of sodium, which is 3%. Sugar, 2 grams. So yeah, this is non-alcohol. I know you can't really see, but I thought she had more. She doesn't have any more. So I'm assuming tomorrow she's probably gonna go get more tomorrow. But yeah, here's what the non-alcohol one says. It's alcohol. Not all of them are alcohol. There's non-alcohol and there's alcohol. So the non-alcohol says 3 hydrating electrolytes help you feel replenished. Lightly sparkled seltzer for endless non-alcoholic refreshments. So there's non-alcohol and there is alcohol. The alcohol has 5%, so it's really good for, like, For example, you just got done working and you just want to come home and chill out, relax, and you don't really want to drink a beer, or you don't have any beers, or you want to drink something that's not heavy with alcohol. Sparkling water with a hint of alcohol, and it's gluten free too. Um, there's 100 calories, which is a lot of calories for a drink, but it's only 2 grams of sugar too. Um, it's pretty good. This includes additional of 2 grams of sugar, so 4 grams all in total. I don't know why they include an additional 2 grams. It doesn't make any sense why, but not my company, and maybe they, I don't know, but 2 grams of carbs, and anyways, do the non-alcohol drinks mimic alcohol drinks well? What does that mean? What do you mean? Does it taste as good? Is that what you're asking me? Does it taste as good as the alcohol drinks? Let me toss this back over there. Okay. This is really good though. I don't know what you mean. Oh wait, like do they taste like alcoholic beverage with the bite? If you're saying like, does the alcohol beverage have like the taste the same? Like they have that same sparkling water taste? Like, does it refresh you? Yes, yeah. I've only had one non-alcoholic beverage. Alcoholic beverage. I've only had one. I don't drink the non-alcohol. I only drink the alcohol. So, if that's what you're asking. I feel like it's weird to buy non-alcoholic drinks without a real reason. Well, she does have a real reason. Doesn't fucking she doesn't buy alcohol drinks because she's not into alcohol. She doesn't drink alcohol. And she wanted to find a nice sparkling water that she can drink that has low on calories, and it has 10 calories. So um she likes eating and drinking healthy, and so she was looking for sparkling waters low in calories, and White Claw came up, and um, so White Claw came up, and she started drinking White Claw, and then she realized that White Claw makes alcohol beverages, and she knows that I drink alcohol to close out my night, and I don't like feeling drunk. I hate the feeling of drunk. But I used to drink A&W root beer with rum shada, and that will get me drunk. So I stopped doing that. So she found the alcohol beverages of White Claw because she's drinking non-alcohol, and she goes, hey, they make alcohol drinks, and I said, I know, I've never really attempted to try, because I was never a fan of sparkling water. All my life I didn't care for it, but she and I went to a coffee shop and they gave me a sparkling lotus because they have lotuses. So I would get the fruity lotus. Well, they accidentally made mine a sparkling lotus with bursting bobas, and I actually liked it. So um, I never tried sparkling water after that. I just did sparkling lotus. So I said, sure, I'll try a White Claw alcohol beverage, and ever since then, I enjoy them. I drink them here and there. I drink them. I've been drinking them almost every night, but I only have one can, so it's not like I'm an alcoholic, getting drunk. And they're, like I said, they're only 5% alcohol. So just drinking one a night is not gonna do anything. Um, Probably not really good on the liver. So I try to slim out and not drink every night. But the last few nights I haven't drank. So sorry, I missed your comments. I feel like it's weird that, okay, so I gave that reason. Not really, I do, because I don't drink any alcohol, so I opt for non-alcohol. Yeah, see, there's people that are alcoholics that don't want to drink alcohol, so they'll substitute it with a non-alcohol beverage that tastes the same as the alcohol beverage, but just no alcohol, and that helps them beat their addiction. Um, because they feel like they're getting their fix, but they're not. But I can't speak for all alcoholics. I was an alcoholic, but I learned to manage myself and control myself and better myself, and I learned to fight the temptation. I got the strength to fight temptation, and that was the thing that she was worried about. That's why my partner, she didn't want me to do the rum shada with root beer anymore because it was getting me drunk, and that may make me weak. And not her words, my words, may make me weak, and I might relapse, and she didn't want that. My aunt can't drink alcohol, but she likes non-alcoholic. Yeah, see, okay. So you like alcohol drinks for the taste or for the feeling? I like the alcohol drinks. Okay, so what happens with me is I don't drink alcohol throughout the day. I want to make this clear to everybody. Not that I have a problem, because I used to have a problem, but now at my age and where I'm at in my life, not drinking alcohol to get drunk. If you're asking me when I would get drunk, when I was addicted to the feeling. It wasn't about the taste. It wasn't about what it was, because I would drink heavily. I was Jack Daniels, anything whiskey, vodka, tequila, or just beers. I would just abuse them to get drunk. But it was the feeling. Now, at this current state, beating all that, I don't do it for the feeling. I don't feel drunk. I get tipsy. Okay, so let me explain. Nights like this, for example, when I'm drinking this, I like to reflect on the day that I have and think about what I'm going to do the next day. Or, better put, I want to relax and chill out and be like, man, what a day, and just breathe. And whether people want to admit it or not, the feeling of alcohol in your system relaxes you, which is why they call drunk, because you're relaxed, because you're relaxed. So I drink alcohol so that way I don't feel drunk, but I feel tipsy. So I'm coherent and able to think, and I'm able to process everything and able to walk around my house without walking into walls. I'm able to do all that, but still have that loose feeling like, oh, man. And I can sit here and go, man, what a day. and then sit here and enjoy a beverage. I can watch whatever, whether it's baseball, football, soccer, hockey, um, professional wrestling, or watching The Walking Dead, or any TV show. I can sit here or just put on some music and be like, okay, let me end my night. So I drink alcohol to end my night. So this is this will take me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to drink, and after I'm done drinking, I finish what I'm doing, whether I'm playing a game, watching a sport, or entertainment, or listening to any type of music. When that's finished and I'm done with my drink, I just go, okay, I feel good. And then I can go to sleep. I go right to bed. I'm like, okay, I'm out. So that's what I do. That's how I live. I don't drink throughout the day. I don't think about drinking it throughout the day. I don't go, man, I want to drink my freaking White Claw at the end of the night. I don't think that. I wait. I live in the moment. I think of the moment, and then when I get to this moment, I think, was it that? Is this day worth for me to drink a White Claw or a rum shot? So, um, I wish non-alcoholic drinks were cheap. Wait, I think I missed one. Um, okay. I wish non-alcoholic drinks were cheaper. I guess the beer type is still brewed like beer. Maybe White Claw is cheaper. I have to remember what the price is. I don't know if it'll say it on the box. Give me a second. I'll go look. Um, let me go look. I'll read your comments and then I'll go look to see if it's on the box. How many days did you get drunk in a row before you admitted you had a problem? I. The thing about me is I'm brutally honest. I've always known I've had a problem. I've always known that I had an issue. It wasn't that was the problem. It wasn't that I was admitting that I had a problem that was the problem. The problem was I didn't want to stop. And I can't speak for all alcoholics or drug addicts, but I knew that there was a problem. I just didn't care. I was selfish. I love feeling numb and painless and um, out of control. Um, that was the problem. Um, it took a lot for me to finally do better. Um, I did things that shouldn't have been done. I've said things that shouldn't have been said to get my way, to get my fix. When I was working religiously nonstop, I would spend all of my money on it, and it would put me in debt. It would put the partner that I was with also in debt. Um, it was bad. It was bad. And the bad thing about addiction is it doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you that care about you and love you. And even those that don't know who you are, it still affects strangers because your behavior is altered to be selfish and to do whatever the hell you want to get whatever you want. Um, but opening up here, I was so bad. I was just a terrible person, man. So selfish, and it was nice getting clean. It was nice sobering up and being being clean. But the problem is, after doing all the things that I was doing to my body, and more importantly, my brain, it altered my personality and my sense of humor and how I am as a person. So I'm not the same person as I was before doing it. Um, if you ask me what kind of person I was, um, it's like I hit a reset button on my brain and just changed almost everything about me. Um, it's just really hard to say. My best friend, who I know and I game with, you guys will see him in clips or videos or hear him in streams or whatever. He was around before that addiction, and now he's still around after. And we've talked about, like, I've changed and I've become a different person. My brother too. My brother, he also said the same. My dad says the same. Like, you've changed. But the only upside about this change is it made me value life and know that there are bad things out there that can alter you, and it matured me. So, is that a 24 ounce or a 12 ounce? Um, now that you say something about it, I believe this is a 12 ounce. Let me see. Yeah, 12 ounce. Yeah, it's a 12 ounce. I thought it was a 12 ounce. I'm only looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute, this is. I'm not drunk. I want to make sure before I throw out my throw any you know like if I like to drink 6 shots a night, is that really bad? I never drink during work or driving. 6 shots of what? 6 shots can really mess a person up depending on what type of person you are. um I mean, shit. Andre the Giant, if you don't know who that is, Andre the Giant, he used to drink heavily, but because he was a big guy, it didn't really affect him much. So, I mean, it ended up affecting his liver, obviously. And I mean, anybody who drinks a lot like that, it would affect his liver. So, if you ask me if it's bad, yeah, it's pretty bad. 6 shots of whiskey, but I'm 250 pounds. I really don't think it matters what pounds you are. It still kills your liver. Uh, but if you say, would it affect you getting drunk? I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I'm not a professional. Um, I really wouldn't know. So I don't want to sit here and say yeah or say no. But um, yeah, it all depends on who you are. Um, and it's mixed with Coke. So if it's mixed with Coke, then half the shots are, oh well, you'll be taking shots and running it with Coke. So I don't know. The Coke is just the thing about Coke is, um, the Coke and whiskey shots. The Coke isn't there to wash away the whiskey and stop you from getting drunk or anything. The Coke is to numb the flavor of the whiskey. It washes the flavor down. You can't do that with milk. You can't do that with water. You can't do that because you still taste. It wouldn't taste right if you had fucking Kool-Aid with whiskey. It's gonna, ugh. But Coke washes that flavor down. I never did Coke and whiskey. I only did whiskey straight. And I remember my dad going, "Dad, okay, you shouldn't be drinking if that's the way it's gonna be." I'm more curious if that makes a person a alcoholic. If you do 6 shots a night, I don't know. An alcoholic isn't somebody who does shits. Alcoholic is that you're addicted to it, like you need it, that you want it, like you can't live without it. So if you did 6 shots a night, it may it's gonna affect you, um, but it all depends on could you stop doing this 6 shots a night? You know, would it turn into 7 shots, 8 shots all day? You're taking shots. Is it becoming you're like, oh, I want and need this to be part of my daily routine now? Um, like I've said it in the video when I did the White Claw review, the 50-minute White Claw review when I was recording myself trying the variety pack. I I said it. I had a daily routine where I was drinking at the end of the night just to get tipsy to help me sleep. Um, and I was getting drunk. So, in a way, I was feeding my addiction with the rum shot at root beer, and I was being addictive to it because I was drinking it every night. Then I stopped because I realized what it was doing, and I didn't want it. So, that's what I love about White Claw. And sure, I could drink 2 or 3 of these and get drunk and feed my addiction that way. But the thing is I don't feel to need to do that with these. I one can a night and I'm good. I mean, even I don't even drink them every night. I like I said, I still have the variety pack. I still have like four in there, and I've had them for about a week, 2 weeks now. So So it's not like I'm addicted to them. It's not like I need them or want them. It's to me, it's not a need or a want. It's something that just go, hey, it just helps me in the night, and it'd be nice to have them. If I run out, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna go upstairs and tell my partner like we need to go get some more because I ran out. I need them or I want them to end my night. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna if I run out, I'll if she sees it and it goes, "Hey, do you want more?" Yeah, sure, give me some more. Or if she, if I go a couple nights and I realize like, hey, is it cool if I get a can? It's not like I'm being addicted to it. It's more so like it's just very relaxing. Thank you for being open. I might try that. I don't think I'm super dependent on alcohol, but it's a slippery slope. Yeah, I would say get some White Claw. Get non-alcohol and alcohol. Like I said, um, if I ran out of alcohol, I'll get non. I'll drink some of her non-alcohol if she had some, but I drink some of her non-alcohol. But the thing is, like, I just love the feeling of feeling tipsy. And if you don't know what tipsy is, it's not drunk, but you're having that feeling of looseness. You're like, oh man, that feels good. You're not drunk. You're still coherent. You're still able to think, process things, talk, communicate, move around. I wouldn't drive a car like right now. I have like maybe this left of it. That to me, I think that if you have that, I wouldn't drive. Um, could I drive? Yeah, I probably could. Will I? No, it's not worth the risk. But yeah, I'm just being honest. I would say just get a can. Get a can. Just look at White Claws. Look at your favorite, flavor. See if you whatever flavor will make you be like, oh, I want this, and get a can. You don't even need to get a variety pack. Just try one, and if you don't like it, then you don't like it. If you do, there you go. Try other flavors, or you can go with the flavor that you got. Um, Hold on, I'm gonna send my message. Send a message to my friend. Dude, I had that game like 8, 9 months ago. Like when I first got this console, I told you that I got this game, and I told you that you should get it, and you said, "Nah, Alex, down." You're an asshole, dude. And I still have it. Like I literally looked at your name and I clicked on it, and it says I can just hop right on. I own the game. I'm like, dude, this guy's literally telling me to buy a game or get a game that I hate that PlayStation only allows you to. I hate that. God damn it. It's like, dude, you're a motherfucker. You're over here telling me a game I told you to get like 8, 9 months ago, and now over here, yeah, you should get this game. There, I made you sound like my brother. I made you sound like Ryan. All right, fun. My friend's a fucking a hole. Love that guy though. Um. Okay, have you ever tried smoke? Sorry, it take me a minute to get to your comment. By the way, I want to be detailed and honest with you. Have you ever tried smoking weed? Of course I've tried. Of course I've tried. I've I didn't just try. I actually did smoke weed. I've I've hit from a bong. I've smoked joints. I've smoked weed. I haven't in 3 years though. I haven't in 3 years. I'm about to end the stream here in a few, but if anybody has any comments, if you want to subscribe, like, and you know, um, you know, I play video games. I do live streams. I make clips. I make videos. I do everything. This will also be clipped and edited to leave out like the unimportant stuff and put in the important stuff, like me reviewing the. Well, thank you, truth seekers. Thank you. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that. I really do. How do I know if somebody answered my questions? I doesn't even tell me. It doesn't tell me. I'm trying to. I guess nobody answered. I wasted my time putting that up on there. That's fine. Hope your channel takes off. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. To me, I just want to enjoy putting memories out there of me. Life is so short. Speaking of life being so short, man, I was so sad today. Um, okay, this music is actual fucking annoying. Let me mute that real quick. Um, so I was sad today. I wasn't aware of this. Um, I think the last time I was really sad and upset about something like this was when Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park, passed away when he took his own life. That made me sad. I think that was no Chester Bennington passing away. That made me sad and almost made me cry because I grew up listening to his music and I know a lot about his story. Didn't know him personally, obviously. I think the last time was when Wyndham Rotundum, also known as Bray Wyatt, a professional wrestler slash entertainer, when he passed away from COVID. Um, that guy was so talented, man. Um, it's crazy because like Chester was talented in music, and Wyndham Rotundum was talented with telling a story of fighting demons and overcoming, depression, anxiety, and everything through storyline and professional wrestling. But another person I grew up watching, another person that I I wouldn't say it didn't make me cry. This death didn't make me cry. It didn't upset me in a way where I need to cry. I'm sure it did to some. Um, but the person that I found out passed away yesterday is Hayden Panettiere. Um, I don't know if I said her last name right now. Um, if you don't know who that is, she was the voice of the little girl in Bug's Life, and she played in numerous movies and was a very sweet woman. She was sex trafficked. She got depressed, and she found. We talked about it through the stream. She found happiness in feeling numb with drugs and alcohol, and she was. And I hope my partner don't get upset with this, but she was the first, because I'm not into blondes. She was the first blonde that I had a crush on when I was a kid. Obviously, um, she was my first Hollywood crush. Then it was Kate Beckinsale. Kate Beckinsale was my crush, as well, but not relevant. But um, she was a sweet woman. Like, I watched documentaries, I've watched her in interviews, I've watched her in movies and TV shows. She was in a game that, in a video game that I was addicted to. I was addicted to this game. It was Until Dawn. Um, I don't know if anybody heard of the game Until Dawn. They actually made a movie. I don't know if she was in the movie, and I heard that they made a movie about the game, and I hope they put her in there because she was in the fucking game, and she is an actress, so she would fucking fit the role of her own character perfectly well in the movie. But yeah, she was sex trafficked and abused and just tortured, and she was depressed and anxious, and she turned to drugs and alcohol, and she had a problem with addiction. And so when I found out she passed away, I was like, what? And she 36? She's only a couple years older than me, man. And I just, man, it just, too young. She's too young to die, man. Too fucking young, and so much talent, and so much gifted talent. Like, it made me fucking sad. Like, I didn't cry, but it made me genuinely upset. I was like, man, 35, 36 years old, man. Like, that's too fucking young. And I was like, I wonder how she passed away. Because, like, I know she was addicted and all that. So I was like, maybe her past caught up on her. Maybe she had a heart attack. Maybe she had a stroke, a Caesar, yeah, had Caesar salad, a seizure. Maybe she, I don't know. I was like, I hope she wasn't murdered, because I already know she's a beautiful actress, that somebody wouldn't just murder her, that they would do a lot more, and that's just more pain than it already was. Um, so I looked it up, and I wish she didn't die at all. Like, I don't know her personally, but like, she was bringing good to the world. Like, it makes me sad when people are bringing good to the world and they end up passing away. Especially at early age. So, and turns out she overdosed. She used and was overdosed, and they found her body, and it just makes me sad. Like, people are gonna have mixed feelings on that. Oh, if she was a good person, how could she be a good person if she's doing drugs and alcohol? Well, guess what? doing drugs or being an alcoholic does not make you a bad person. It just makes you a person in a bad situation. You know, yeah, she's doing bad things to herself, and probably, you know, as rich as she is, you know, she probably didn't need to do anything to steal anything from anybody. But you know, somebody like me, you know, I never stole from anybody, but I manipulated. So you could say I was a bad person, but I just did bad things. You know, I was just a troubled person who was blinded by drugs and alcohol and blah blah blah. But this isn't about me. Yeah, it just that shit broke my heart, man. I was just like, what a kind, loving, sweet person who went through hell and never took her past and used it in a way for. And I love people that do this. I absolutely adore when people went through trauma and all kinds of bad shit and they don't sit there and use it as an advantage to get what they want. Like, feel bad for me. They use it for, you know, use it for good. Like, hey, I know that I went through this shit. I know others are going through this shit. So let me help them. They do selfless things. And that was something she was, you know, it just breaks. But it's like Oliver Tree. You know, people are like, Oliver Tree passed away. It's like, yeah, it really sucked. And he was a funny guy. He was interesting. He definitely was different. I never really cared for Oliver Tree's music. Wasn't my cup of tea, but he still seemed like a really nice guy and wanted to do really nice things. And I remember seeing him on a guy's show who is an asshole, and he called him out on it. And he was like, "Dude, you used to be cool, and now you don't. You're not cool. I wish you would go back to that." That shit right there, that hits heavy. And I I may not like his music, but he seemed like a chill, cool guy. And it sucks that he passed away too, you know. And that was out of his control. And just when it's out of somebody's control and just take it from them, it sucks. It really sucks. But yeah, it was, man, crazy, fucking crazy. When I was sitting, I was sitting in this living room with my partner, and I just went on YouTube and I watched this guy react to her, you know, the announcement. And I was like, when I saw, well, first I was going through YouTube, and I'm subscribed to this guy. I can't remember his name by heart right now, but the thumbnail, the short video, because it was a short, um, was a picture of her, and it was him just, you know, looking at the camera. You know, it was like, just, he didn't make the thumbnail. Um, but I was like, oh, what the hell is she doing now? Like, what is she? Because he always like talks about, like, you know, this person's doing this or this person's doing that, or like this person did this or that person did that, or, you know, shit like that. So I was like, oh, what the hell did Hayden? What the hell is Hayden doing? Like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, is she making a new movie? Whatever. Is it gonna be groundbreaking? And I clicked on it, and the first thing he said was, Hayden Panettiere was pronounced dead at the scene yesterday, and here is the results of it. And I was like, I was just like, what? And so I Googled it myself because I'm like, is this a fucking prank? And my partner's on her phone, and I just go, no, dude, she fucking passed away. I just, heartbreaking, man. But I'm good news. So let's just end this stream with good news. Content creator Joe Mealy got engaged with his love of his life. She When they got together, I subscribed to her channel as well. Because I know that, you know, they do funny mixed content between the two of them. And yeah, so I just Angela and Joe Mealy, they got engaged, and that made me happy because he deserves it. She does too, but um, yeah, it just seeing him rise to fame, because I used to watch him on TikTok when he would have his dad say coffee. Um, and then the fucking Apple. I watched that shit way back in the day. Um, so to see him in the spot that he's in, it makes me fucking genuinely happy. So, all right, let me get on this game with my friend. Thank you all for being here, and yeah, um, 10 out of 10. I give this a 10 out of 10. I love the sweetness, and you can taste the green apple sourness too. I'm almost done with it. All right.
Button up.